Hello. The goal of this short presentation is to let you know more about Codeart and to explain what we do in concrete terms. We want to help you understand why we need your support and how you can help us. We already thank you for your attention. Our presentation will highlight 4 points. First, we will introduce Codeart, what we do and why, our goals, our vision, the objectives of our action. Secondly, we will illustrate our action by a concrete example, a project realized about the transformation of palm oil in Benin and Togo. Thirdly, we will briefly explain how Codeart financially functions, what our resources are, and what constraints and obligations we have to meet, and why we need help. Finally, in a fourth step, we will concretely explain what a gift represents for us and what Codeart can offer you in return. What is Codeart? Codeart is an NGO acknowledged by the Belgian Direction Générale de la Coopération au Développement, the DGD. We have been in activity for 25 years now. Our slogan, Machines to Feed the People, summarizes our ambition and our action to struggle against the hunger by developing appropriable machine tools and technologies that enable the people of the South to substantially improve their incomes and living conditions by helping them to increase the productivity of their work in a significant way. The goal and target of our action are the populations of the South, uppermost craftsmen and farmers. We aim at making their living conditions better. Our experience led us to concentrate on 3 major networks: manioc, oil palm, and sugarcane, 3 traditional products with a very good potential to meet the basic needs. Codeart also concentrates its activities in 3 regions of the South: the Democratic Republic of the Congo, more precisely the region of Kikwit and Butembo, Benin and Togo, and Haiti. 3 regions of the world where we have a long experience and where we have managed to create strong ties with local partners and players. How do we work? Our approach is characterized by a few features. We first analyze the requests before we take action whenever this is possible. Let us explain this first point. Again, the goal of our actions is to improve the incomes and living conditions of the southern populations by improving the productivity of their work. The latter has always been our guidelines. The final beneficiaries are the farmers and craftsmen of the South. To start with, we respond to a call or a request from the South. First, we analyze the request and the situation to check whether we have the means to address the needs and whether the answer we can give corresponds with the needs and can produce the awaited result for the local populations. If the analysis confirms the possibility to get to that result, we take action together with our partners. Then, the technical component comes into action. This is our core business. Together with our partners, we look for appropriate technical solutions. Appropriate means simple, robust, and above all, so that they can be used by the South. This point is essential in our approach. When we work on the technical levers, we look for technologies or machine tools that can be locally produced, maintained and repaired by the local populations. Developing adapted technologies together with our partners, that is our basic expertise and our core business. A few examples: rasps, cooking plates for the manioc, For the palm oil, presses, clarification cookers, breakers or engines fueled by palm oil. For the sugarcane, crushers, ovens or clarification tanks. Together with our partners from the south, we perfect machine tools by adapting them. We build prototypes, we organize the test and adjustments on site, and we transmit the technology and know-how by providing the plans free of charge, by training the users in the production and maintenance shops, by on-site experience with our partners. Beyond the technical levers, organization is also an important lever. We work together with our partners on the whole range of the production process, starting with the reaping up to the final transformed product, stabilized and with the largest added value. With our partners, we always see to it that the organizational levers are used and not only the technical aspects before and after the transformation of the products. For example, we include money matters by checking whether the investment in equipment is sustainable by the local actors. We also pay attention to the marketing of the product. We see to it that the products are packed, which makes the sales easier on the local market. We also pay attention to the agronomical or agricultural aspects, starting with the sowing up to the reaping. But we also pay attention to the training and tutoring of the local users. Thus, we see to it that all levers and all necessary conditions for a successful action are activated. In all these fields, we work together with our partners, other NGOs and local actors in a global approach in which we are co-responsible and involved by the whole process. Here are a few examples of what we do on the organizational level. Actions in order to strengthen the capacities of our partners, training of local actors, actions on the marketing of the products, extension of collaboration covenants, and many more things. As an illustration, let us give a concrete example. A project in Benin and in Togo centered on the transformation of palm oil, a project that we have realized together with our partners. The request came from a group of women organized in a grouping situated in Wegbo in the commune of Tofo in Benin. For this project, we were able to establish a comparative table before and after our intervention at the level of the grouping. The starting point was characterized by the use of a traditional transformation method. We observed that this method made it possible only to produce a limited quantity of oil, to use a part of the crop only, to generate a limited income for the community, all this together with an equally low productivity. This particular project made a few things possible. A sensibly higher stabilized production, the treatment of the entire fruit production, a higher income on a year or season basis after deduction of the costs and equipment costs, a sensibly higher productivity. When we compare the results before and after our intervention, we must conclude that the project has generated a substantial progress, more particularly on the level of the group's income, which was our main goal. Moreover, the traditional method was characterized by the hardness of many tasks. More precisely, pressing the palm fruit by foot caused frequent foot injuries, and as a result, some blood could be found in the oil. When we compare the equipment we installed, a cooker, a press and a clarification tank, made a reduction of the hardness of the process possible, as well as a sensible improvement of the quality of the product and a better functioning, while reducing the load displacement and the adding of water. With the traditional method, the adding of water was necessary but generated also problems because of the poor quality of the water. Let's now concentrate on the financial functioning of Codeart. Codeart is an NGO recognized by the DGD, the Direction Générale de la Coopération au Développement. The DGD helps us and is our main sponsor. Concretely, it finances our projects up to 80%. Our job is to find the remaining 20% contribution. In other words, we have to find 20% of own contribution to access the 80% given by our sponsor, and so be able to financially cover our projects fully. Without those 20%, there are no 80%. Let us be clear on this point. Strict rules make it impossible to sell certain products or services so as to finance our activities. An NGO is not allowed to do such things. To be complete, we need to mention that the DGD also finances our structural costs, buildings, salaries, up to 6% of the global amount of our projects. We need to make our structure work within this financial envelope and compress our administration and functioning costs. For the time being, and on an annual basis, the global financial cost of our projects and activities amounts to around 725,000 euros. 80% of that amount, being 580,000 euros, is financed by the DGD. We thus need to find 20% in own contribution, being 145,000 euros every year. This contribution can essentially only be the result of aid or gifts. What does a gift mean for Codeart and for you? For us, the gifts represent an extremely precious contribution and a formidable lever effect. Indeed, in virtue of the 80-20 rule we already mentioned, a gift of 100 makes it possible for us to get a contribution of 400 from our sponsor, and thus makes it possible to finance a project up to 500. The gifts we receive are in fact multiplied by 5. Moreover, in Belgium, the gifts are subject to tax reduction. Practically, they entitle the giver to a fixed tax reduction for gifts of 45%. In other words, a gift of 100 only costs you, the giver, 55. The ratio between the real value of a gift and the final amount allocated to the project nears 1 to 10. The lever effect is impressive. As a conclusion to this point, you may notice that the gifts that we receive and which we really need are not only limited to financial gifts. There are other ways to help us. Codeart can, for example, give a second life to your unused machines. Many other things are possible. Feel free to contact us if you'd like to know more about them. What can we offer you in return for your gift? If you wish so, the logo or the name of your organization will be mentioned on our website. As for you, you can mention Codeart on your own website if you wish to. We can also come to your premises and make a presentation of our projects to your associates or during a special event. We also invite you, if you wish, to visit our premises. We can organize special group visits to your intention. Finally, we would like to thank you for your attention and support. Your support helps the South help itself and have a dignified living from its work.